Mic check, mic check, mic check. Top of the morning, everybody. Hopefully the weekend was good. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got on the bitcoins? Nope. All right. So, hmm. So I think I'm ultimately still expecting a bit lower. I still want to see all those lows taken out. We did interact with the last piece of demand that I had marked on my chart, which is this 6-hour order block right here. And, we got a little bit of lift out of it, but I don't know. I guess we'll go in and take a closer look here and see what we see. What was it on the 15? So we did kind of come up above this guy on the 15. Actually, some pretty decent price action over the weekend. But you can see that, like right here, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm surprised we didn't just clean all this off and come for this high. Kind of surprised about that, but nonetheless, we put in a double top and lost it right there. I was really thinking about, so initially before we had overtaken this high here. Let me get back to my pencil tool and turn the magnet off. Before we had overtaken this high here, and I'd had the total amount of supply, yeah, like right down to this wick here. Anyways, before we had overtaken that, I was really thinking like, okay, I don't hate where the low is, aka this 6-hour order block, but I didn't love how it formed, and so I was thinking, if we could just kind of cruise through here and then run the low again, that might make for a really nice long. Now I suppose it could still. I suppose it could. But the way that it then presented from, we come from here up to here. Sorry, that got a little loud. Up to here. And then it's kind of what happened after this that's got me a little sussed out on this level working still. Yeah, I don't like the up. No. There's so many better ways that it could have presented. Yeah, just, kind of sweep the high and just crawl down. Just crawl down like that. That would have been a much better presentation. But this sort of top here, and then you look at the way market open performed, and it comes up, shaves off all this stuff, and then comes back below the low, meaning it removed liquidity prior to any re-interaction with the levels below us. Not bullish. Not bullish. It's not the most, it's really not the most bullish presentation. That, yeah, and then, hopping out even to the, I don't like the fact that we cleaned some of this stuff up, removing liquidity prior to a re-interaction with this. It just doesn't sit super bullish with me. No, it doesn't. So Yeah, I guess that's just a long-winded way to say that I kind of feel like we're going to lose this more than we're going to hold it, and we're going to continue to cruise down and just create another like higher low, right? Like it's kind of what I think on this one. I was looking smooth in Vegas, huh? Thanks. I put on my nice clothes for it and everything. So yeah, I think I didn't love this I didn't love this setup for this morning. Like the whole idea of retesting this range for a drop. I just wasn't too into it. It didn't there was not going to be anything structurally that was going to confirm until where's my pencil tool back? Until here break, right? Um and I'm still caution at the low, right? I'm still caution zone here, so I just didn't see a trade in that for me. Yeah, there's nothing locally here that I just am dying to trade. Bum, 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 bum. So what do I guess what do I want to trade on Bitcoin? I do want to trade that. I think I do. I'm still looking down here. Probably for a shot to here. That's probably about it. Bum, bum, bum. Holy smokes. Now we got some people in here. Oh, Alex must have dumped it. Alex must have brought the party. Alex brought the party with him. Top of the morning, everybody. Let's say good morning to Albert and Defiant and Guile and Justice Sub and Andrew Cameron and Ando Pancho, James Simpson, Bitcoin Dreamer, Alex O'Crypto. Who's that guy? Love you, buddy. Luke, what's up? Shy Owl, Meba, F Bomb, Neo Dog, Brave Dave, Alexandria G. What's happening, people? What's happening? Um, I think there's a lot of really interesting altcoin charts out there as well. So if you guys want to peep on anything, let me know. Um, yeah, I mean, I would double top. I'd say the only real bullish thing I have right now, which again, this is just what is kind of keeping me on my toes right now, is I still see another range right here. I'd still say that that is a pretty primary low to hold. So I'm super patient in this area. It's Monday. I personally would rather let retail figure all this out before I make a decision. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, it does. Watch this be the short of the century, though. Mm-hmm. All right. What do you guys got? I and J and Tia. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go take a look at Tia because we were doing some Tia TA last week, and I did take a Tia long, which I got stopped out in profit on. But I still think it's a stupid interesting chart. Stupid interesting. Internet, please. Can we internet? Um, yeah, I mean for the most part on Tia, uh, it doesn't it kind of really reminds me of this situation here, in which in which we were able to kind of take that high out after our 1 2 3, like kind of accumulation on the bottom. This seems very reminiscent of that to me. This seems super reminiscent of that. And I mean, like, I don't know how much further the chart goes back, but can you ask for cheaper Tia? I mean, I guess it would be you could say, oh, I want Tia at 0.83, but I mean, would you really want Tia by the time it goes down there? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, it's just in a ridiculously discounted setting, ridiculously discounted. And it's got a little bit of resistance above it, but all in all, down here, this is just it's just looking juicy, man. Like many of the altcoins, this is looking juicy down here. So, if we get in here a little bit more, let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's get this line out of the way because that is just making my life hard. Um, structure up from the low, still holding. Honestly, looks like it could rotate back to its current high. Um, I don't. I'm not in love with this low, just mainly because it got put in like late on a Friday. Um, so I don't love it. I could. I could see a potential revisit of it for just another SFP, which could, which again, if we can curl these highs down, and not like come up and purge liquidity and come down and come down and then come up and purge liquidity and then come down and come down and come down and come up and purge liquidity before coming down. I don't want any of that kind of crap. And I don't want any of that bullshit at all. What I want is I want it to like break down from this range and then remitigate that range and then break down from this range, remitigate that range, break down, remitigate, break down, and then rip it. That would be what I would prefer. But let's play around with some time frames here because I'm not so confident that any of that even needs to occur, right? I mean, if we look at it from this perspective here, you've got a 90-minute order block sitting right there that we've re-interacted with. And that was right underneath this low. So you have a potential range here that has already held its ground. Boom. And so, yeah, I mean, and this is what I mean when I say I still think there's a potential to push up here. We haven't broken any relevant external structure that brought us down here. Like we don't even like you have like a 90-minute high is like there's just nothing significant in here that could break on the higher time frames. But the structure up from the low is still holding bullish structure, if you ask my opinion. It is still, which I suppose you did, is still holding bullish structure. Yeah. And so after an interaction with the range low and demand right here, you flip your 5-minute structure bullishly here, right? Because you get your 2 up candles, your 2 down candles. This low touches that low. You come back, clean that high up, higher low, up. You leave a 5-minute order block behind right here. And you missed it. And you missed it. But nonetheless, I still yeah, I can still see a climb back up to the high. Because this is that same thing I was looking at on Bitcoin a minute ago. Be cool to come back for like this guy first. That'd be nice. That'd be nice to come back to that guy. Probably not going to happen. Probably coming for all these right now. Come on. Come on now. Let's get all my squiggles off of here. Maybe we can get a little bit of pushback out of this, which is a zone from 2.229 to 2.203. Yeah, see, what would be nice is to, form this range, initiate from it, come back down for some sort of remitigation, and then get involved on that leg up to this high. I think that would be that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, because I also think to myself, like, I didn't like, I already said why I don't like this low, right? But I also think to myself, well, what if the poor liquidity that got involved in this low that would have should have been hunted out by a market maker? What if after we came here and went to here and went up to here, what if that liquidity got moved to here? Right? And then any remaining liquidity after we hit this high here got moved to this low here. And so therefore they have already come back for said liquidity, and maybe we don't need to run that low again. That's kind of the stuff that goes through my head on that. Let's see here, because I think next resistance is fairly far north, right? So if we're just looking, let's delete some of this stuff. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. All my stupid little doodles. Yeah, I mean, like, if we can get out of this range of price here, well, then I think we're trading clear up into this zone. And I would say that this zone here is the only real significant resistance. Yeah, because this has already been addressed by that. And yeah, I would say this is the only real significant resistance zone between us and 3402. So maybe it's maybe it drives all the way up into here before rolling down and pulling that low again. I don't know, but I think currently right now it's very unshortable for me, and yeah, really looks to want to take some of this stuff out up here. Back to the higher time frames again, like the daily. I mean, that the return to zone is the only thing that looks a little rough, and by return to zone I mean some of these targets up here, like these zones. It looks a little rough. Outside of that, this looks beautiful. Oh, just looks so juicy. Just looks so juicy. Love that. So yeah, I would I think I'm probably going to be watching this one closely today too. And then INJ. Did I do anything on INJ? I remember flipping through a lot of charts this weekend, looking at like the 3-day time frame. But I don't even remember all the ones that I looked at. Okay. Let's zoom out. Still pretty discounted setting. And I'm just referring from this low to this high. You know, pretty discounted setting there. Obviously, you know, daily plus structure is bullish at this point. We do have this nice unmitigated zone down here, but I don't think we necessarily have to get there. I was just reminding myself higher time frame. Let's drop down to the lower time frame. All right, so that, yeah, that never really confirmed, unfortunate. Blew clean through that one. We had a caution around that. Let's get all this crap out of the way. So all of this out of here. I don't think we need that anymore. You know, I see that we have a nice little range here. And that it may very well come up from here. But I kind of have an issue that we didn't take this out. I really do kind of take issue with that. This line is dead. Line is dead. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I still do ultimately want a bit lower on this. Still really do want a bit lower on this. I would much prefer to see price down into these areas before further upside. But I can't shit on it if it rips from here. Like, that's not, I can't hate on it. Low, higher high. Yeah, you really did break some shit there though, huh? Yeah, it's probably time to come and clean these out. It should be your lower high for lower low prior to a move back up. Yeah, this is something to pay attention to. Unless this is going to be a manipulation into a bullish expansion, then I think we got to give some credence to this break here. What do we have down inside of this range? What do we have down here? Oh, I mean, it didn't pull the low, but it did hit a 30-minute order block. And after hitting that 30-minute order block, you flipped like your 15-minute structure to bullish. Kind of smacked off of this guy a bit. But yeah, I mean, your 15-minute structure flipped bullish. Price came up. Came back down to mitigate where the flip came in. So I could see the potential of it just running up to that high there. But I think there might be a short at that high. I do want some of these lower areas on the chart. And then again, it could obviously it could break the high. Like we know that. We're not psychic. But it could fail the high and get me down to some more of these targets. Though, you know, again, do I want to see now? This thought just occurred to myself. Do I want to see liquidity removed before we interact with places like this? No, I don't. I don't want to see that happen. I do not want to see liquidity removed first. So if we could actually please just fuck off here, that would be better. That would be better in my opinion. Coming up to here and pulling that to come down and then break these lows, that would place significant resistance above us in the event that we achieved targets like that. That would yeah, I mean, that'd place some pretty significant resistance above us, wouldn't it? It would be better to just fuck off here, but it has 15-minute bullish structure after forming a range and, you know, like interacting with the discount. And I mean, like, why the hell would it go down, right? It's not a good reason for it to go down. So let's hope that this position just doesn't work. Let's hope that that position just doesn't effing work. And that we more or less have a higher low for a higher high. That's what I'm going to hope for. Daily, what was the 3-day on this again? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've achieved, like, obviously the chart achieved, back down into discount. Template range, right? Like we got back down between the 75 and 100, like for the total price of the asset, it got back down into discount. And when it was down in discount, it interacted with a prior unmitigated demand range, one that had just a minor impact on the chart, nothing major. I mean, that zone didn't really provide much of a move, but enough to maybe pay attention to. And after doing so, it flipped your structure back to bullish. And this break here that's like the first time that has happened since. Crazy. Yeah, that is the first time that has happened since here. That's the last time that happened. I mean, you could count that guy. I guess you could count this guy. But yeah, I mean, like a higher time frame bullish break. I mean, let's just face it. You've got one here. You've got one here. You had a bit of a one here. Where's the next one? That's an SFP. This was lower time frame, so you can't count that. That's not 3-day. So that doesn't count. This is internal to these 2 points, so that doesn't count. Okay, you had one here. You had one here. But it's damn near the first time that has occurred on the chart since back in these areas. Pretty close. Pretty damn close, if you ask me. Can we get, hold on, let me clean some of this dog shit up here. Let's get a little closer on this guy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could SFP this low, hit demand on like a higher time frame, right? Like on a 3-day daily time frame, and still maintain this entire uptrend. So like all I'm saying is chart looks fucking hella bullish to me. It looks hella bullish to me. Looks hella bullish, right? We've come up and we've mitigated one of the most significant pieces of supply that we had left on the chart above us. Yeah, this one was already mitigated. We came up and mitigated that. We're having a pullback, but we can still maintain all of this bullish structure break. Higher high, higher low, higher high, equal low, higher high. All of that stuff still has the possibility to maintain. So I think it looks absolutely breathless. It looks breathless. I don't know. I don't know why I said breathless, but I just thought it would be funny. Yeah, but we can absolutely go do a daily dose of curve for you. I mean, like in theory, can we get a chart to work around these places? Can we get one to work? Curve, where are you? What's going on with this thing? Let's get back out to the daily, just kind of remind ourselves where the hell we are in this whole situation. Okay, so things had let's just do some history lessons real quick. Things had broken bullishly there and smoked like a primary target. After after that happened, because this was just a one giant leg up and then only formed downward structure off of the high. Outside of a failure on a range high, what I'm trying to tell you is all of this structure is technically still bullish. Because there's no double top up here. We never broke the structure. From this bullish break here, we never incurred a bearish break of the structure that followed this break. Why? Because it's just up only. There was nothing there to break. So just reminded myself of some higher time frame stuff. Let's get rid of some of this stuff in here. Yeah, dude, I like, yeah, we came all the way through this. All it managed to do was build a range. Yeah, we'll investigate some lower time frames in here, but, I mean, it's in discount. Yeah, it's if nothing else, it got super down to discount. Did it crack the low? No, it missed it. It did miss the low. But let's get in here a little closer. Just trying to think if it's going to come back for the low, or if it's going to do the same thing that, you know, if it, Oh, where's my magnet? I mean, obviously, I want to see it come down here. I just think that would make it crystal clean and clear. But locally, there's nothing for me to trade. We're like equilibrium between where it interacted with demand and its local high. So there's really nothing for me in there. If price comes up into a zone like this, I don't think it does much more but pull back to backtest this range. And the trouble is I don't really see a lot of resistance in between us and the high. And I really would prefer for it not to smoke that high, fail it, and then come back down here. No, I mean, I wouldn't be hateful. It still wouldn't be hateful. Actually, that'd be, I like that idea. I like that idea. I like the idea of not clearing this high and just coming back for both of these lows. And then longing its face off. Or like way up there. Yeah, oh, I guess I already had that position on the chart. Never mind. But you know, let's face it. If you break up out of this range, I think you're just going to back test this range, and I think you're going to crawl back up to at least this zone here. Now, would that be the zone that then triggers us to come back down and pull this low and then run all this stuff? Maybe. Maybe. Ooh, I think I went a little too far. Let's leave it like that. But yeah, I really would prefer to see 65.35 go first. And when I say first, I mean before coming back for this high. But either way, you're still absolutely in the discount of the range. So it's, you know, it would be appropriate to, you know, yeah, probably looking for longs wouldn't be the most hateful thing. I don't like the idea of, like, you don't have the structure on this leg here cannot incur a bullish break until here. And then you have supply right above that. And that's why I just feel like it would be better to come down from here. I don't know where it's going to happen in there. I think you really got to... That's going to be a tough trade. That's going to be a tough trade. Yeah, the trouble is I don't see anything locally I love on it. But overall, like, just order flow, narrative, where it's at, what's happening on the chart, I think all that's relatively clear here. Yeah, I do. I think that's relatively clear. I think it is in a bullish trend, and it is in the discount of its bullish trend. BCH. Haven't seen that chart in a hot minute. What is that? Bitcoin Cash? BCH? I'm sure that this was... I have no idea what this was, so let's just make it go away. Give me just one moment. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. Let's knock out some BCH real quick. Okay, so there was your accumulation range. That range was remitigated here. This is your next range that you broke up bullishly from. That range essentially took you as high as this weekly order block right here. Oh, it's probably not on the weekly. Sorry, let's drop down. Let's find it. Oh, interesting. Those two wicks touch each other, so I actually don't like that. But nonetheless, you come into there, and then you know, I think all that's really happened here is like failure on this low from back in August of 24. I think that's all that's really happened since then. Bullish break, still bullish on the 3-day. I mean, it's probably still bullish on the daily. No. Like 3-day, weekly, all that looks pretty bullish still. Let's get rid of that range. It's all old news anyway. And let's take a look at this one. Yeah, I'm not... Hey, bro, get on the fucking wick. Well, I mean, one thing I'll say is if it loses this low here, no, I need my magnet back. If it loses that low there, I think you could short the shit out of it. I mean, I think you could short it clean back down to here. But that's, of course, if it loses that low. Let's see here. So shave off liquidity, break the low, pull off liquidity. Hmm. Hmm. I think if this low right here does not hold, you're coming for this. You're coming for that guy. That's what I think. Yep. 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 This is not supply yet, but I just need you to play along and pretend with me. If we come down and break this low, then I highly suspect we're not stopping there. I think we're coming down to 375. So that's one idea I've got on here. This would obviously have to be a target one. And then the other one would be a target 2. Down here would be your target 2, target 1. Honestly, I think you could look to long it from there. What was this higher time frame action? Well, yeah, you can look to long it from there because if you break 375, then you start to get into big short no die territory. So yeah, you can long it there. I mean, you can look for a long there. Obviously, don't ever blindly long anything. That needs to go away. Yeah, I'd stick with that for now. And then, the only other thing I'm saying is that if you really smash below this, like on the 4 hour, then I think you get big short no die. But in the interim, I would just be here. I'd just be here with it. Yep, that's all. Aerodome. I think I've got Aerodome thoughts. I think I've got Aero thoughts. Come on, bro. Let's go. Well, I don't like how it's been reacting in the zone I was waiting for. I do not like that. So I'm going to kick this down the line and I'm going to give the last possible hope for this idea. The last possible hope for this idea is that you pull the low one more time and that you perform a PO3 here. Magnet, go away. Yeah, into your bullish expansion. After, if you don't manipulate below this range for then to fall and then follow it up with a bullish expansion, why is that? I can't see that line. Then I think you're coming for this low. Like this needs to boom boom and climb up out of here, or I really think you're coming for this low down here. We do have a little bit of unmitigated demand lower, but you're just going to be under such bearish market structure. Kind of similar to an idea of this, right? Boom into a bullish expansion. Like that same idea here of a manipulation below the low into some manner of a bullish expansion. Considering we have evidence of it already happening once, maybe that's how they like to play this asset. Maybe it can happen again here. Anyways, unmitigated demand below us, but you're going to be under a pretty wicked top to get down to a zone like that. And so I would not expect a zone like that to provide a higher high. I would expect a zone like that to provide a lower high for a lower low, and then look for re-involvement down there. And that could be what's already happening, right? This may come lower high, lower low into that zone from this area right here. Yeah. Yeah, so like this is all last hope stuff. PO3 manipulation below the range low, bullish expansion. That's last hope stuff. If you just simply read the market structure is trying to tell you that there's a high probability that we're going to have a lower high for a lower low. That's what I propose there. Yeah, I mean, market structure is definitely saying lower high for lower low here, but there's just this off chance you get this PO3 kind of move. Cool. What else do we have? What else do we have going on? What else do we have going on? Bitcoin. Oh, good Lord, Bitcoin. You are just trying to wreck fools today. Oh my God, bro. Why don't you just try and wreck some more people? Jesus. I mean, that looks like market open wrecked city to me. Fucking wrecked city. Sweep this low. Sweep this high. Sweep the low again. Oh, fucking stupid fucking magnet. Sweep the low again. Sweep the high again. I mean, what a talk about wrecked city. Jesus. Take the wheel, Jesus. Well, that's all right. I mean, I'm still, I need my alert down here for sure. I don't think I have that yet, so let's fix that. Whew. Man, just an absolute war zone on market open. I haven't seen one of those in a minute. Woohoo! That is not polite. Yikes. Ew. You know, Bam Bam, it's a very valid question about which alts I'm the most bullish on. But I'm just gonna give a very relevant and important, I guess warning about any answer I'm gonna give to that question. I don't do fundamental analysis. Oh, sweet. You gonna deposit that one down here? All right, sounds good. Hey, you too, bro. Um, yeah. So considering what time is it anyway? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go here pretty soon. Considering I don't do any fundamental analysis, and I only look at charts, I'm not taking into account things like the tokenomics of the asset, um, or really even what the hell the project actually does in the real life. They're all just charts for me. So, um, it's hard for me to say which one I'm the most bullish on. I can look at them and say, hey, these are kind of like what I would see as just from a technical analysis area of like what's present and what could potential targets be. But as far as stuff that I'm like super bullish on, I don't know. I mean, everybody, yeah, I don't really have an opinion. All I have is charts. That's all I have. Everybody keeps talking about Sui, even what's that guy's name? Rao Powell or whatever keeps talking about Sui. But I look at what when I look at the chart, I go, well, I only see a potential increase in price from where it's currently at of 67%. Can it go to the absolute moon after that? Yeah, but I don't know that. I don't know that to be the case. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really not super helpful for that kind of stuff, unfortunately. I only missed that high, huh? Yeah. Trump, you want to look at Trump coin? I have just a few minutes left. We can do Trump. So there was kind of a valid PO3. Yeah, that was a valid PO3. Except you didn't get the high yet. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Well, let's get this range adjusted, shall we? Shall we? No, I'll just take the zone. There's three main areas I would watch on the chart. I guess technically four. Um, one, we'll just go from the bottom up. One area I would absolutely be watching is 10.336. I'd absolutely be watching that for a long. Another area I would be watching on the chart if I had any interest in trading this asset would be this 8-hour order block right here at our low. That is between 10.864 and 10.385. I would be watching this area up here above $12 for a short. I would be watching this both of the low. I don't know if we put in a position on that yet. No, we'll put that on there. For a target up to there. Obviously, those SLs could probably be refined upon an interaction with those zones. I would be watching this order block for a move back up to that supply range. I would be watching this high for a break and a move back up to that supply range. And then we'll go check like the 30-minute and see if there's anything moderately more interesting there. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I mean you have another local range here. So could you SFP that range into some manner of demand? Rotate up. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And then the only other one would be a break above here, retest of this for a drive up into areas like that. Those would be what I was watching for. Yeah, that's the main things I would be watching for on that chart, for sure. You know, honestly, Nick, I appreciate the comment on there. I was curious what would actually happen if I had every single person hit the dislike every day when they came into the stream, and if somehow YouTube would be like, everybody hates this guy so much, but they seem to keep coming to him. Let's find other people that can hate him and let's push his content out. But honestly, I don't really care about the YouTube channel too much. I'm here for Alex O Crypto. That's what I'm here for. So whatever you do not ever hit the like button on any of my streams if you have not already liked Alex's video of the day or 3 videos of the day. Do not subscribe to me if you're not subscribed to him. This is a team effort over here, and the brand is Alex O Crypto. Yeah, so that's kind of my Trump stuff. I should probably hit the road. God damn, I feel like I'm just now gaining steam too, and oh man, what a shame. Like it just hit that like flow state where it's like, oh, now we're ripping. Now I really want to keep going. But alas, I think I do have to go. I'm going to adjust this demand block to that same 3-day I was pointing out on a lot of other charts. And yeah, I guess I have to go now, guys. I'm going to take one more peek at BTC. I have no hope of finding anything interesting on it before I go, but no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, still just ruining people's lives this morning. Yeah, still just ruining folks' lives. I guess did we really talk about Bitcoin? I guess we talked about it a little bit, huh? We didn't talk about this yet. I mean, we talked about it. I just didn't put it on the chart. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah. I'm like, why am I not targeting the all-time high? Because I'm still hella worried about this zone here. I still think that there's the potential for a massive swing short out of this zone. I don't know. It could go quite far. All right. Yeah, I'm out of here. Somebody asked for Caspa, so I'm going to break my rules and I'm going to just run a little bit later because I'm enjoying myself too much, and we're going to look at Caspa. Let's just delete that. Let's move this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so it has passes. Swip that low. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's go ahead and get rid of those two. Really a bearish approach to that low, man. Most bullish thing that could happen to Caspa in the near future would look like this, in my opinion. That's the most bullish thing that could happen locally. Yeah. Yep. Now let's drop to the 15 and see if there's anything a little bit more interesting in here. Yeah, you have smacked your supply, so it's probably just time to keep inchworming down. You lost structure again here. A little bit of supply up in here still. That's only a 2R. I don't know about, you haven't lot. We need to lose some structure on this leg of price, in my opinion, before you can make any adjustments to this. Until then, it still has to be like fucking still clear up there. But yeah, I mean, something like this, you know, get us back down here. Hope that holds. It may not hold. Fuck, this could be a swing short right here, but yeah, something along those lines. There's a big fat question mark on the long. There's nothing obviously on this chart to even support this information yet, but something along these lines is what I would prefer to see. See, what do we have on super? Couldn't hold that. So very similar thing. It's similar to another chart we were looking at where you have this situation here, right? Break of structure. So unless you're gonna manipulate below this range low, this range of price here, for a bullish expansion back into the range, well then, if that's not gonna happen, which would mean sweeping the local low again. For me, that would mean hitting this low, which is likely going to mean you're going to hit this low here. So either something like this, or currently, if we can't get something like that and we just continue to inchworm up, I'd be worried that we're not going to make it past this zone of price. And that we would then cruise back down further. Yeah, so as the chart stands right here, right now, without any change in market structure, I'd want to short out of there back down to some of these targets. Nothing about that has confirmed. Let's just get it off the chart. Yeah, I would, the primary areas of interest for me on the chart are like here and here. All right, definitely overtime. I gotta go, guys. But thanks for joining me. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care. Adios. All that good stuff.